we will start with a small introduction into the field of microdermabrasion and the background of this. Microdermabrasion inside the Reviderm system will be conducted exclusively in the salon. It improves the skin condition and stimulates the division of the cells. It means also that we are reproducing more and younger cells. We do this together in the beauty salon with the Reviderm Skintelligence products, which are highly suitable for the salon and for the home care, with the indication of improving cell supply, increasing the cell functionality and the protection, as well as one major indication good for the anti-aging. Effects of microdermabrasion are the mechanical method of the controlled abrasion, whereas controlled means that you can always see what you are doing. You individually adjust according to the area of the face where you are working, the peeling intensity. Microdermabrasion is suitable for every type of peeling, so this means you can differentiate and define yourself if you want to have a mild, a gentle, a middle, or a deep peeling. It is good for all kinds of skin problems and replaces other types of peeling. The indications are very manifold. So it starts with the typical anti-aging, wrinkle reduction, but goes also to age spot pigmentation disorders. Also, you can support with the microdermabrasion, controlled whitening. But also usable for body treatments like striae and cellulite. What we are doing with the microdermabrasion is that we are taking away the upper layers of the skin. So depending on the depth of the microdermabrasion, we are reducing the dead corneocytes, and the impulse which we are giving with the microdermabrasion onto the skin is that the recreation of living cells is getting higher in the period after the treatment. So that after 14 days or after even a longer time period, the relation between living cells and dead corneocytes has been positively influenced. This is something which you see as well under the microscope, that you are influencing the characteristics of the skin itself. What we are doing with the Reviderm Skin Peeler is we are conducting the microdermabrasion with a vacuum principle. Inside the device, we are building up a vacuum system. The vacuum transports crystals onto the skin with a high speed, and the high speed of the crystals causes the abrasion effect on the skin. Meanwhile, this vacuum principle also absorbs the skin particles and the used crystals from the skin and delivers this back to the used crystal container, where the used crystals after the treatment, plus also the skin particles, are being collected. Besides the microdermabrasion, our system is working also with ultrasound. Ultrasound in cosmetics is being used in order to have three different effects. We want to have a thermal effect on the skin, a physiochemical effect, plus also a mechanical effect. The thermal effect gives a stimulation of the molecule, which has different indications. The physiochemical effect increases the reaction inside the skin, which is important for the improvement, for instance, of the collagen status. And the mechanical effect is also what is increasing the effect which you can conduct with the microdermabrasion regarding the reproduction of new cells. So the oscillating waves inside the skin support the physiochemical action of the molecules inside the skin. It has also a directly visible effect, which means that that the distance between the cells is being enlarged, and so that active agents have a better passage of penetrating into the skin after the use of the ultrasound. We are working with 3 different kinds of ultrasound, low, medium, and high, whereas on high we have a permanent ultrasound, and in low and medium we have a pulsed ultrasound. We are working with 2 different frequencies in our system, 1 megahertz for the body treatment and 3 megahertz for the facial treatment. For the body treatment with 1 megahertz, we have a deeper penetration of the ultrasound rather than with the facial treatment with 3 megahertz. So this quickly shows in which direction we are working with the ultrasound. Now I would like to show you how the system itself is working, and so therefore we are getting back to the camera picture so that you can see how the system of microdermabrasion, how our skin here is working.
Top middle, you have to go to the top middle. It pops up, and then you do return. I mean, stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Yes.
Okay, Roland, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to.
Sharing desktop.
I want to use the camera picture now and demonstrate you the device. This was just the introduction.
Oh, okay, so what
I have here is not the correct picture. How do I get back?
You want to retrieve the images out of the computer?
Exactly.
Okay, so you just minimize. Yes.
Yeah.
Roland, hello?
Yes, hello?
Yeah, you have to go to the top middle of your screen.
Yes.
And then there's going to be the arrow that says end, stop sharing desktop, and you have to click that button.
Yeah, I clicked it.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
There you go.
Good. Good. So, welcome everybody. And we would like to continue now with the explanation of the system itself.
Okay.
So here we have the microdermabrasion unit. The microdermabrasion unit operates, we have here 2 different sections in this unit. First of all, we have here the area of the microdermabrasion itself, where we have different settings. And here we have the section of the ultrasound. That's a brief overview of the machine, which are the basic elements of the machine. We have on the right-hand side of the machine, we have the fresh crystal container. Crystals are made out of aluminum oxide. Aluminum oxide is a very hard material. It is the second hardest after diamonds. The crystal material is sterile. We have a very strict definition of the size of this granulate, which is between 90 and 120 micrometers. We have a very stable and small particle size. These crystals are being delivered in the bottles of 1 kilogram. These bottles are being attached to this bases, and via the magnets, the bases are being connected with the microdermabrasion unit. From here, the crystals are being transported with a high speed via the vacuum principle to the handpiece. The handpiece has here in the middle an opening, which is the nozzle. In this nozzle, we have the most narrow diameter out of the system where we are achieving the highest speed, which is important so that with the high speed, the crystals are being delivered to the skin. On the skin, we are abrasing the upper layers of the skin. It is always controllable because while you are going over the skin in certain movements, you can always see the reaction of the skin. Controllable means that you see the effect, that you see how deep you are abrasing the skin. After this abrasion of the skin, the crystals are being fully or almost fully absorbed by the handpiece, and the crystals together with the skin particles, which we have abrased, are being sucked into these three holes. From here, they are being transported back to the machine, and the crystals are being collected here in this used crystal container, which means that from the fresh crystals container, they are being delivered to the skin and afterwards being collected here in the used crystal container. This is a bottle, like on the other hand as well, like on the other side as well. When this used crystal container is full, then you can simply dispose it and replace it by a new and empty canister. So the operation of the unit is rather easy. You have here a starting button. After starting the machine, you adjust the intensity of the peeling, starting with the lowest level, level number 1, whereas level number 1 and 2 are for the sensitive areas of the skin. You, for instance, treat under these levels the sensitive areas around the eyes and also the neck, for instance. The next level, 3, 4, and 5 are for the treatment of the face. Generally, we recommend regarding the setting of the intensity that prior to treating the skin, you make a trial on the inner arm of the patient in order to see how sensitive they are reacting. If you have a very sensitive customer, you are either reducing the intensity or you have the opportunity to make another kind of adjustment, which we have here on the other scale, which is the adjustment of the crystal intensity. So herewith you can increase or decrease the number of crystals which are being used for the specific treatment. Whereas it is like this, the more crystals you are using, the softer is the feeling of the treatment for the customer. This means that the number of crystals which we are using for the treatment does not define the intensity of the treatment itself, but it defines how soft the feeling of the microdermabrasion, of the skin feeling is in the eyes or in the feeling of the customer. Normal customers do not require a higher number of crystals which are being taken for the treatment, so therefore usually the setting for the microdermabrasion treatment is for facial treatment, for instance, that you are using a vacuum setting, means setting of the intensity between 3 and 5 for the facial treatment, and a setting of the crystal consumption between low and medium. We take here the setting now, setting intensity 4 and low. When you are doing a treatment, we are treating the skin after the chessboard method. So this means that you are going first of all in strokes of approximately 5 centimeters in one direction, and when completing this, you are going according to the chessboard method in the second direction. I show you this now on the hand, but tomorrow you will join the next session where we will conduct the same on the face. so that you can see how we are performing this treatment on the face. We have further intensities for the treatment of the body. The levels 6, 7, and 8 are indicated for the body treatment, or for the treatment of scars where you want to have relatively fast and deep microdermabrasion in order to have deeper results, also on areas which are not so sensitive, like the sensitive area of the face. So in these areas, you are treating the skin on level 6, 7, and 8. Usually, a microdermabrasion treatment takes you 10 minutes. So within these 10 minutes, you are treating the full face and also the neck. After these 10 minutes of microdermabrasion, you can either continue with the ultrasound, or you directly afterwards apply the product. In case of this device, we have also incorporated the ultrasound. As I mentioned, we have two different handpieces for the treatment of the ultrasound. This is the small handpiece with 3 megahertz for the treatment of the face, and the larger handpiece with 1 megahertz for the body treatment. You choose one of them and connect the device here. You connect the device to, or the handpiece to the device, and afterwards you can make the setting of the intensity. We have 3 different settings: high, medium, and low. Whereas high means that you have a permanent ultrasound, medium and low is pulsed ultrasound. In medium, you have, the system is 50% on and 50% off. In low, it is 25% on and 75% off. When we are talking about these pulses, it means that the duration of one pulse is 1/100th of a second. So this means that we have 100 pulses per second. And you also pre-select the duration of the ultrasound treatment. Generally, we have a pulse or a duration of the ultrasound treatment which is 10 minutes. And but you can freely select if you want to have a shorter or longer treatment. According to the treatment plan, when you select the intensity and you switch on the device itself, and then you can immediately start with the treatment of the ultrasound. Important for the ultrasound is that you apply to the skin prior to the application of the ultrasound a sophisticated ultrasonic hydrogel. So the ultrasonic hydrogel is important for the penetration of the ultrasonic waves into the skin. Without a connection between the handpiece and the skin, the ultrasonic waves cannot so good and deeply penetrate into the skin. We are using a special Reviderm ultrasonic hydrogel, which is enriched with hyaluronic acid. Very important, because during the treatment of the ultrasound, we are opening the skin itself from outside, and we want to enrich even even during the treatment of the ultrasound. We want to enrich already the skin with hyaluronic acid so that it is well nutrified. After these 10 minutes of ultrasonic treatment, we are taking away the remaining ultrasonic hydrogel, and then we are starting, according to the indication of the skin, we are starting with the treatment of the product. This is insofar very important because with the ultrasound, we are preparing the skin for the penetration of the active agents which are being used after this treatment. The whole process of starting with microdermabrasion, whereas we are taking away the upper layers of the skin, and the ultrasound itself is the ideal preparation of the skin for the later penetration of the active agents which we are using inside the Reviderm system, but also generally of all cosmetics which are being used. We don't need in our system to actively bring the product into the skin with the ultrasound. All our concepts, all our products are well enough from the consistency so that the active ingredients will, even if you are applying this after the ultrasound treatment itself, even then the active agents from the characteristics can penetrate excellently into the skin and enfold there its highest activity for the skin itself. So the usage of the system is rather easy. I would like to explain you a few more details of the system of the microdermabrasion unit itself. What we see underneath the operating unit is here also the hydro beads. We are using this filter material in order to make sure that while we are working with the microdermabrasion, we have a constant crystal flow. We can ensure this if we are drying out the air which is transporting the crystals. This needs to be the case because all humidity which you have inside the surrounding air needs to be eliminated before it comes into contact with the crystals itself. The more humidity you have generally, the more difficult it gets for the crystals not to clog together. So therefore, with this humidity filter, we can avoid that humidity enters into the system before the crystals are being transported. In this system, you see that here we have these hydro beads, these hydro pearls, which have usually orange color. And as long as they are orange, they have the potential to absorb the humidity from the surrounding air. Once they turned into white color, then you have to replace them because then they no longer have the capacity of absorbing the humidity. Here we have the handpiece. The handpiece I have explained to you already earlier before. As a part of the handpiece, we have here on top the treatment tip. The treatment tip we have in different dimensions. We have smaller tips for the treatment of the wrinkles, for instance. We have larger tips also for the treatment of the body. We have treatment tips in plastic. Via these plastic treatment tips, you can see the crystal flow inside the treatment tip while you are doing the treatment on the skin. We have also metal treatment tips, which are ideal for the sterilization and which are being used mainly in the more medical sector. We have here inside the handpiece a very small and tiny piece, which is the nozzle. The nozzle is having the smallest diameter of the microdermabrasion system itself, where we are achieving the highest speed. The nozzle is usually being used for up to 200 treatments of a length of 10 minutes with an average intensity. After this time, you see that the diameter inside the nozzle is being enlarged so that the speed is getting reduced. So this means that after approximately 200 treatments, you replace the nozzle. The handpiece in the tube-in-tube system is being connected here to the machine. as you can see, we have here an outer black tube and an inner white tube. Through the inner white tube, the crystals are being transported to the handpiece and via the nozzle applied onto the skin, whereas in the gap between the black tube and the white tube, the old crystals, after being used onto the skin, are being sucked into the system again and being transported back to the machine into the used crystal container afterwards. So this is what we are calling the tube-in-tube system. Last but not least, we come here to the used crystal container. Inside the used crystal container, we have a filter system which is filtering the air before it goes back to the machine, back to the vacuum pump, which is, let's say, the technical part inside the machine. In the evening, after this used crystal bottle is full, you are cleaning the filter inside the system simply by using a toothbrush. While you are doing a treatment, if you have the feeling that you need to clean the system itself, you have here also the opportunity to clean the filter by pressing the clean button. This clean button cleans the filter in the used crystal system itself. So this is a support which we are giving to the esthetician while they are treating the skin in order to enable that the system is always running on the highest possible power. We have here next to the cleaning button 2 diagnosis buttons with which we can measure also the intensity, the power of the system itself. It is also rather easy. You just press the P for power, and then you can see what the intensity of the system is. Usually a system goes up to 60. 60 means that you have the full capacity of the vacuum, and that the system itself does not lose any vacuum by, let's say, any leakage inside the microdermabrasion room. So this tool is not being used in the daily routine. It is just important for us in case that we want to diagnose why we have an insufficient crystal flow or why we do not have the performance with the device at the customer. Which we also can, with the F button, we can see where we are losing vacuum and how we are losing vacuum. There are different steps which we are conducting over the phone with our customers. So this is more the diagnosis of this. So what are we doing in the evening and in cases that we have problems with the crystal flow? The routine in the evening is rather easy. In the evening, we want to do some cleaning procedure in order to make sure that the entire internal system is being cleaned. So what we are doing in the evening is that we take away the fresh crystal container. We simply unscrew the container from the fresh crystal basis, which looks like this. Here we have a golden filter who additionally filters the fresh air before it transports the crystals. We apply an empty bottle to the fresh crystal basis and put this onto the machine. Then, as the next step, we switch on the machine. Here you can see on level 8, you close the handpiece for approximately 10 seconds, so that during this time period, all the remaining crystals are being taken through the system. After 10 seconds, you open, you close again for 10 seconds in order to make sure that no more crystals are being inside the system itself. And then you can switch off the machine, and it is ready for the night. So with this procedure, all the crystals are being taken out of the system itself, and all the internal system is being cleaned. In case you have any blockages inside the system, you are doing something which is extremely similar. The difference is only that you take away the nozzle here inside, put back the treatment tip, switch on the device, close the handpiece so that the vacuum can be built up inside the system, and this loosens every possible blockage inside the vacuum system. With this step, you can eliminate almost every blockage which you find inside the system. So these are the basic steps which you need to know in order to perform and to work with the Reviderm skin peeler of the latest generation, the skin peeler which combines microdermabrasion and ultrasound. If you have any further questions, then we would be pleased to hearing from you. You can contact us anytime via our website, which is www.reviderm.de, and we would be very pleased to hearing from you and very pleased to receiving your comments on the Reviderm method, but also on our Reviderm skin peeler. Thanks for listening, and I wish you a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Roland?
Yes.
Okay, well, can you return the sharing?
How do I do this?
No, I mean well, put your cursor on the top of your computer screen, and then the drop down the menu will come out.
No, it won't. It does not appear here.
Okay, done. So,